What is up, team? Happy Flamingo Friday, Rewards Day for Sorare MLB and soccer. I'm Alex. Super welcome back to First Pitch. Boy, I'm excited for this one. Same thing as last time. We're gonna take a quick look at the week. It's even later in the day because they waited so long to put out rewards. So we're just gonna I have one word for you for this week if you're still looking for players and it's not 7 or whenever the game week actually locks this week. And then we'll look ahead to next week. So we're talking Monday through Thursday. I got some targets for you. And then we'll open some rewards. My first ever tier 1 in any So Rare sport. And my first ever tier 1 reward. It's a limited. I finished 8th in limited all-star, 36th in rare all-star. So it looks like we're going to get a tier 3 there. So I'm excited about the tier 1. I'm excited about the rare regardless. So that's just more utility. All right. Very quick. Let's open her up. There's the rewards looking good. All right, so here are my teams. Common, not great, doesn't matter. Limited all-star, 8th. If I would have just dropped Bieber in for Cobb, I think I win it going away. But we were aiming for big things with rare all-stars. So really quick, let's look at limited all-star. Look at the top here. Okay, so as you see, you're gonna get 2 pitchers here. Mania didn't even have a good game, but Bieber carried things through. Boy, I can't wait to get rid of commons out of limited. It does not benefit me at all, and the people who finish ahead of me generally they're winning with the Aaron Judge common mostly. The fact that he got an Aaron Judge and a Shane Bieber common, unless he won one of them, but they both have 6.5%, so uh, that experience means they've been around a while. Anyway, so you see a 2 pitcher build here. We talked about that a little bit. At this point, I'm just looking for floor from pitchers. I will, if I can get a starting pitcher into my starting pitcher slot, my flex spot, and my relief spot right now, I'm more than happy with that. And the only reason I'm up here and limited is because my closer, my old tier 3 reward, Rowan Wick, became the Cubs closer and got 3 out of 4 saves. So a 54 out of him. But yeah, anyway, the 2 pitcher thing, if you can get 3 relievers and then just if your hitters go off, you're going to be in a good position right now. That will change as more people begin to play the game. You're going to need closer to what the nut score is, and the upside is going to be through the hitters. Um, so yeah, there's that lineup. Not really any stacking going on. Just, I mean, 4 all-star players right there, all with 50 plus. Didn't even get much out of Ottavino or Mania, but we've seen you don't need that. All right, less than a point behind here. Is Jake McCarthy a pitcher? I think he is. No, he's a hitter. Wow, Jake McCarthy had himself a day. Rocky stack. Anytime they're at Coors, it has the potential to go off, and you don't have to pay up like in DFS or anything like that. So, I mean, these guys are generally pretty cheap. Ryan Mountcastle is on my bench. He had a nice week. Um, but yeah, just the 1 pitcher there. Pitcher, Rockies, Judge, same sort of thing. 2 pitchers, just some nice performances. Okay, you get the picture. All right, we don't want to spend too much time on this. Look at rare really quick. Yeah, and I'm all the way down here. Here's me. I went with Bieber. I went with the mini Astros stack. It's 2 people. Correlation, whatever. Tommy Pham. Funny story about Tommy Pham. I was out on a walk last night. He was my only player left, and I think it was the only game going on. And I walked past someone's house in my development, and they had 2 pennants hanging in their garage. One was a World Series Cincinnati Reds pennant, and the other was a Boston Red Sox World Series pennant. And I was like, ooh, that feels like a sign. Feels like a sign for Tommy Pham. He went from Cincinnati to the Red Sox. He's my only guy left, and let's see what happens. So I picked my phone up and I looked, and Tommy Pham had struck out. He was 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and I was like, maybe not. But he was up. And I put my phone away. I'm like, all right, whatever happens, happens. It's a good time. He doubled in a run and then scored and then actually pushed me back up. But it wasn't enough to get into T2. But I thought that was a funny little sign. And in that moment, he was actually about to get me more points. So Kyle Tucker, big time. Rhys Hoskins let me down after, 4 homers in 4 games or whatever. Could have used him this week, big man. But that's no problem. Kyle Finnegan didn't do much. And I'm sure my alternate would have. I think Rhys Iglesias would have had me up in this range and probably a T2. So whatever. All right, top lineup really quick. Hey, look, it's the Rockies. Even Jose Iglesias got in on the action. Hey, it's the Rockies and Bieber. I would have expected this lineup to win, and I mean it missed by 0.31 points. So click again. Guardians with Bieber. Oh, this is a pairing that makes me happy. If either one of these guys are my tier, if any, if any one of these 4 are my tier 1, I'll be happy. Especially these 3, and especially this guy right here. All right. So yeah, that's this week. Let's take a quick look at some upcomings for the next game week. So this is the one that starts. It's noon Eastern for me right now, so about 7 hours. I got one word for you. If you are still rounding out your lineups, Astros. That's it. That's all you need to know. Just go after the Astros. Limited wise, you can still get them all pretty cheap. I got a Yordan Alvarez for what's more than a good rare, a serviceable rare card. But I'm in love with you. I'm going straight Astros stack, pitching, hitting, playing at Oakland. They're bad, and the Astros are good, so it's kind of easy. All right. Next week, however, let's talk some cheap pitchers. So again, this is Monday through Thursday. And I'm going to be using rare prices here. So you can kind of assume that the limited prices are going to be much, much less. And generally like 3 zeros in front for these guys. Sonny Gray and Tyler Mahle, for to pronounce all 3 ways. They're facing Kansas City. Not very good. Gray 0.012 Ethereum. Mahle's going to cost you about 2 times that, but he's got better projections rest of the year. The Red Sox are headed to Pittsburgh. Very cheap. Nathan Eovaldi, 0.009. Nick Pivetta, 0.012. So that's Gray level. I would prefer Sonny Gray there. You're going to get more out of innings eaters, I'm noticing. Guys who go deep into games are the most beneficial. I think one hit costs you half of what an inning gets you. So, sorry, half of what an out gets you. So you just want guys that go deep into games. And I think Tyler Mahle and Sonny Gray are the guys who are going to do that for you. Even cheaper, Marcus Stroman, 0.007 against a terrible Washington lineup. They're at Washington, though, so keep that in mind. Justin Steele for the Cubs as well, 0.015. The other grouping, target the Tigers. If you're searching for streaming pitchers, just target the Tigers. Zach Plesac, 0.009. Cal Quantrill, 0.01. I think if I had to pick, I'm going with Sonny Gray. And out of that cheap tier there, Quantrill's not bad. Quantrill's fine. 0.01. Like you can get him and just expect him to have a decent game against Detroit. They're not very good. On the top end, the White Sox are very bad against right-handed hitters, or right-handed pitchers rather. Justin Verlander, 0.1 Ethereum. Again, that's high end. Also with Verlander, like you don't know if he's going to retire after the year. So if you go into buying Justin Verlander for a spot start, just know that you might not be able to sell him for that price. And if you keep him into the offseason, he might be a collectible like Pujols and Cabrera after this. So keep that in mind. Alternatively, Luis Garcia, who I'm touting this week as well. If you can go get Luis Garcia right now, you can use him this weekend against the A's and then against the White Sox. He's 0.024, so that's less than Mahle. I obviously prefer him to Mahle, so those are my 2 starters next week. Luis Garcia and Sonny Gray. Other high end, you can get Garrett Cole for 0.11. That's just barely more than Verlander. I would do that instead of Verlander. That's against Tampa Bay, not a great offense. Even better, Nestor Cortez, 0.048 against Tampa Bay. Got a little more longevity for you if you want to go that way. I'd still prefer Garcia. Okay. I think Cortez is capable of outscoring Garcia pretty easily, but for the price, I want the half price guy. I'm not into paying up for pitchers, as you can probably tell. More high-end guys, though. Any of the Padres predicted starters: Joe Musgrove, Sean Manaea, Mike Clevenger, all at Miami, and then you get Yu Darvish at Washington on Thursday. I think that's the best one. I don't have prices for them, but take a look at Yu Darvish. I think that's a fine high-end. Also, Carlos Rodon against Arizona. I like Rodon. I've been using him. I've got 2 of his limiteds. I use his limited and rare while I can, and I've been riding with him all season in season-long fantasy, and he's barely let me down. So I'm happy with it. All right, so those are your pitchers. Plenty of options there. Plenty of cheap options and some good upside options as well. Stacks going into the week. The Phillies are my favorite. The Phillies are hot. The Phillies are cheap. Rhys Hoskins has been. I mean, he's in my lineup. You saw him. I had Nick Castellanos. He's there too. His price has gone up, but he's hitting better, and he projects well the rest of the season. Also, Derek Hall. Fine first baseman. He's in a groove. Had a rough weekend. Same with Hoskins, but before that, he was mashing. Alec Boehm hitting in the 4 spot for the Phillies. All viable options, all, like under 0.03, I think. That's not true. Hoskins and Castellanos are going to be under 0.04. Hoskins might be closer to 0.05. I know Castellanos is like 0.037. So there's some deals there. The other thing to look out for, though, Kyle Schwarber left the game yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. His price might drop and he might actually play. So I wouldn't care about him for the weekend if you're trying to force him in the next couple hours. But next week he could be back. Also, Gene Segura, very cheap. Who are the Phillies facing? Pardon my dust. I wrote everyone else's down. Oh, they're at Cincinnati. Great run environment. That's why. Only 3 games. That's the only thing. Who's pitching for Cincy while we're at it? Mike Minor, he's a powder keg. TJ Zoich, never heard of him. He's got a career, or he's got a 13.50 ERA on the year. I assume that was his debut. And then Nick Lodolo, who is promising left-handed starter who's kind of been up and down this year. Nice K rate, though. So that's 2 lefties. So again, referring to my list, Hoskins is a righty. Castellanos is a righty. Hall, I'm not sure. And Boehm is a righty. Hall is new, so let's look. But Schwarber maybe not the best case against 2 lefties. Derek Hall. He looks to be hitting left-handed in this photo. I assume he is not a switch hitter. Left. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, maybe not Hall, but down the line he's fine as well. All right. 3 games for the Red Sox at Pittsburgh. They are bad. Tommy Pham, like you saw, he put up 60 for me. He's in a good lineup. He's a good hitter. That short porch and left is going to be good for him. I'm very happy he went there, and I bought him when he was still with the Reds. JD Martinez has been bad, but he should regress at some point. Xander Bogaerts, I believe, is incredibly undervalued right now. So I'm actually going to target Bogaerts for next week. Any other Red Sox that are playing against Pittsburgh, I would go for them. The Guardians, if you really want to go cheap and would really prefer 4 games, Stephen Kwan, Josh Naylor, Oscar Gonzalez, all outfielders. So you can play all 3 of them, but you lose the chance to play a pitcher there. Kwan and Gonzalez, though, won't be expensive at all. Naylor more likely to hit home runs, though. But it's 4 games. And other than Kwan, I could see Naylor and Gonzalez sitting a game. So be wary, but I mean, like if you want some cheap fill-ins, there you go. And then you got Texas against Oakland, Kyle Seager, Marcus Semien, Nathaniel Lowe, Adolis Garcia, all relative values. And then they play Oakland. So Seager and Semien, I like long-term. Like I would get them for next year and just hold. I'd be fine with that. Lowe has been all right. Adolis Garcia, again, like if you have them in a stack, they're worth the extra. Last stack, the Blue Jays. 3 versus Baltimore, 1 at New York. Not Yuli Gurriel, Lourdes Gurriel, Alejandro Kirk, Teoscar Hernandez, and Matt Chapman. Not the big dogs. It's not Guerrero and Bouchette and Springer, who's hurt, but those are some solid hitters who should get RBI opportunities. So you're getting 4 games. Getting 3 in Baltimore might not be good for the righties, and then you go to New York, which might not be good at all, and they're kind of expensive. I wouldn't go with the Blue Jays, but long term, if you want to go that way, that's fine. Okay. Let's open some rewards, shall we? Here's Derek Hall, lefty. All right. So hopefully that's enough. If I missed anyone, leave them in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter at Lex Hooper. Head over to the FSI free Sorare Discord. We'll chop it up. I could find some more value. If you ever just want to pop in there and like, hey man, I need a position or I need someone at this position this weekend, I can look it up very quickly. I got a spreadsheet, baby. Come find me. I don't mind. All right. Let's do some rewards. A tier 4 common. What garbage is this? Alfaro? Oh, the backup, even worse. All right. I wouldn't mind getting T2 of his brother. Let's go rare T3 because I'm excited to see who this tier 1 is, and I'm probably gonna be upset. All right. Hey man, at this point for me, rares are rares. Depth. Kepler? Is it? That's fine actually. That's fine. I think he's got a start coming up, doesn't he? Where's our Minnesota Twins? So he's got the first one at KC. So I don't even need Mally. I can just go Joe Ryan. Maybe I'll try and sell he or Sonny. Maybe I'll just run both of them out there. Maybe I'll try and sell Luis and Garcia. Okay, cool. Joe Ryan, what's he selling for? 0.23? What's his current floor? 0.23. I'll sell him for 0.02. Cool. All right. Yeah, fine by me. All right, 8th, tier 1. Give me someone who played on the infield for the 2017 Cleveland Baseball Club. Just don't give me a closer. Don't give me a closer. If it's going to be a starter, give me Spencer Strider. Oh, God, I'm nervous about this. They finally released the tiers really quick. Here's some offers that I'm getting in soccer. I just want to show you this really quick so you know that you can look at it. Yeah, I know. All right, if you go here, you go to prize pool. You can now click on these tiers. You can see who's in it. They don't want to show you. Let's try again. Past, rare, prize pool. Anyway, generally you can. Apparently it's broken, but there are some guys in here that I'm not too excited about. Is it here? I'll stop wasting time. Hey, there's my rare lineup right now. Okay, here you go. So here's all of the people that I could get. I would be happy with so many of these. I wouldn't be happy with Arias. Okay, the only people I don't want, and I'm sure I'm just gonna end up getting them. I don't really want Robert, but Arias would be a bummer. Hader would be a huge bummer for me. I don't really want starters. Edwin Diaz. All right. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna get too upset. But anyway, you can do that, and there's how. Who we got? Goldie? Goldie. Hey, okay. Cool. MVP. That's a nice get. I'm happy with that. Who they got this week? Who we got? Who we got? Goldie, Goldie, Goldie. Oi, oi, oi. Milwaukee, huh? Not the best matchup. Who they pitching all week? Yeah, Lauer, Burns, and Ashby. Oof. I don't like him against Burn. Whatever, he'll play. He'll fill in. He's better than whoever I got. All right, cool. Goldie, nice. Got an MVP. Cat's hitting the ball well, so I'm all about it. That'll help me. First tier 1, Paul Goldschmidt. Love it. All right, kids. Again, subscribe, like, comments, follow me on Twitter, Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts if you'd like to listen on the road. Again, look out for the new site. It's coming soon. Keith and I are working on it, all the new handles and all that stuff. And when we can finally trade, we got giveaways, baby. I got some yeah, I got some cheapies that we're gonna give away. I got some good players that we're gonna give away that aren't even cheap. So um stay tuned. That's all I got. We'll be back on Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody. Next time we'll be opening some rewards. Hopefully they're better than these ones, but we'll take another tier 1. Until next time, talk to you soon.